Welcome to No Gluten, No Problem, Episode 4. Question everything you put into your mouth. I've spent a lot of time talking about my gluten issues that I've experienced outside the home, but I even have to pay attention to the triggering situations that occur under my own roof. As they say, charity begins at home, and I've learned that I had to give myself permission to de-gluten my existence, especially at home. The main staples for most of my life were prominently displayed in canisters, including flour and all different kinds of noodles, bread in the bread box next to a toaster on the counter, cookies in the cookie jar. Just entering the kitchen was like walking into a landmine of gluten. So I have really had to revamp my pantry and my refrigerator. This means that with this commitment, the whole household would have to respect my gluten-free boundaries. I've not insisted that everyone must be 100% gluten-free, but when I shop, I don't purchase any products with any gluten. If anyone wants something that crosses that line, then they buy it or they bring it and they consume it. In my household, bread and random dessert purchases by others are usually the culprit. I try to make homemade desserts and pastries as often as needed, so folks don't feel the need to buy it. Plus, boxed and packaged gluten-free products can often be twice as much as traditional products. My canisters now contain almond flour, gluten-free pasta of all types, gluten-free cereal, rice, and beans. Beware that most packaged, flavored boxed rice usually contain gluten. My selection of packaged seasonings has dwindled down as many of the popular brands contain wheat as a thickener. You'd be surprised at how most spaghetti seasonings, taco seasonings, chili seasonings, grill enhancing packages have gluten ingredients. I took note of the spices that were combined to create these flavor packets and just made sure that I had those spices in my pantry. Additionally, most soups and other canned goods that are not strictly vegetables are gluten offenders. I make it a habit to cook usually fresh ingredients anyway. When I need to stock up, I'll also fill my freezer with frozen vegetables as well. I've learned that anything worth indulging in is worth taking the time to ensure that it is fresh and gluten-free. Which brings me to the refrigerator, which can be the ultimate hideaway for delicious, fresh, gluten-free delights if you're careful. Salad fixings can be both a blessing and a curse. The greens themselves are a joy, but don't be tempted to purchase the pre-packaged salad mixes, as most of those contain croutons or dressings that may contain gluten. I can never have too much fruit in the fridge. Meat is often my go-to snack. However, be careful about processed, pre-packaged deli meat, as the processing of these with preservatives can involve gluten or cross-contamination where they're being packaged. And cheese? Again, I don't have a problem with cheese that is not processed. These would be gluten-free. But when it comes to canned cheese, artificially flavored cheese, cheese balls, and the liquid cheese variety, that's where I run into trouble. It all begins in the grocery store. I'm always reading the labels, check my glutenator, and question anything and everything that could send me on yet another Montezuma's revenge adventure. I make sure that I am not caught by the glutinous wolf that may be hiding in pretty sheep's clothing. Continue to follow my gluten-free adventures to episode 5, where we learn not to be triggered into temptation. If you would like to listen to all 6 episodes, they are found on my website, larsonslegacybake.com. Enjoy your gluten-free eating.